Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. Empty space, just like Phasma. The card's not there yet. I just fancied fishing it off the wall like I did for Phasma. There he is. I keep him amongst other Stormtroopers, even though Han is not a Stormtrooper. He's a Stormtrooper in disguise. Anyway, this is a great figure, and I reviewed it a long time ago when he first came out. But it's funny that this is the first... This figure right here, I've kept his helmet on. I'll take it off in a minute. I got hold of this before I got hold of this. And obviously we all agree that's the definitive Stormtrooper. It's fantastic. It's going to be very hard to improve on that. But I actually got hold of this first. And I thought, my God. So this was my first kind of like exposure to this new Stormtrooper sculpt, which was insanely good. And it's removable, the helmet. Not that I really want to remove helmets on Stormtroopers regular ones anyway. But obviously this guy does remove his helmet because he and Luke... You know, with him howling and you blasting everything in sight, you know, that whole argument they have. Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around. You know the scene. And also, it's brilliant. He's so funny in that scene later on in the cell bay. How are you? I love that. We're all fine here. We're fine here. And he's just blagging it, isn't he? So funny. So, there you go. I must open my Luke Skywalker. For whatever reason, I did have them together on the wall. There's a space there. But I've got my Luke over there now. I just sort of moved things around the other day. You know, we can have it either or. We can spend hours in here changing things around, but he looked quite nice next to the farm boy as well. But I must open that so I can have two side by side in my loose room, you know. Have him and Han together. Maybe I've got another one of these Chewies here. Look at this. I'm just sort of talking aloud here, folks. I've got another Chewbacca. Maybe open that one and have him between these twos. Maybe get some binders. Freep your hand with those binders, will you? That's just reminded me of that scene there. You see the roomies in there? We need that on a Star Wars card. God, they must do that for us, Hasbro, please. Anyway, so this is VC143. I have reviewed it once before on my channel. This is a new series. This is a series. It's not new anymore. God, I've been doing it for over a year now. Called the Vintage Collection QuickShots series, where I decided to go through the entire Vintage Collection, starting with Dengar all the way through to make my own archive of reviews on my channel. You know, we're back on this guy. I've reviewed him before, but not in this format of this show. But in the series, I give you a good old look at the card back and the figure in the, you know, the bubble, blister, whatever you want to call it. And then obviously the figure, but the figure is insanely good. The head sculpt is not bad at all for Harrison Ford as well. Although, I'll say what I said in my last review of this. Depends on which angle you see him on, but I see a lot of Adam Driver in that figure. I wonder if that's either just a coincidence or Hasbro actually wanted to do subtle undertones of Driver in there, given that, you know, they're trying to link everything together. Which angle is it now? Let's have a look. Something about the snoot of his face, just right there. I can see a flash of Driver. Maybe that's just in my own imagination, but it's fantastic. I must get that Luke open as well. And did you know what? You've got your options here. I've got a little mock-up diorama, whatever you want to call it, of the Yavin. What do you call that? You know, the it's not even Yavin. I'm sorry, the Tantive 4. You know, when the Stormtroopers storm the Tantive 4. I've actually added Han into that diorama with the helmet on, obviously, so he just looks like a Stormtrooper. Just because I wanted to get the numbers up, I wanted more of these brilliant Stormtroopers. And I didn't want to particularly buy any more. I've already got a fair few. So I just thought, well, I'm going to add Han in there, you know. Just because it's such a great figure. He's articulated. And, yeah, it sort of works really well. So I'm just saying you've got that option, haven't you? Before I leave you, this card back is not good. Whereas I was talking about how fantastic the Captain Phasma card back is. And it is. If you go behind me here, if you've not seen that review, go back and look at it. That's a card back. That's a card back. That ain't a good card back. I mean, what were those guys smoking when they came up with that? In the words of Otto, I mean, what were they thinking? Is that the best they could do? Did they really want that? Did they all sit down at a table and say, that's the one we're going for? Yeah, that's the best. Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. I mean... I don't quite know what's going on with the card back. I can't tell if it's slightly digital. I quite like, the only thing I like about it is I love the lighting in the trash compactor, the sort of like red emergency light lights him up, but he looks a little bit artistically tweaked. I don't know. But I just thought there were so many better images of Han without helmet than that. But anyway, that's what they went with. It's just peculiar, isn't it? And as opposed to that not being good, this was good. You know, remember I told you when I reviewed this Stormtrooper, and I was like worried almost for Hasbro, if you could understand that. What by that I mean when they said they were going to bring out a Rogue One Stormtrooper, loads of customizers came up with some really good images, and I thought, man, Hasbro are going to really struggle to compete with what's already been put out by customizers, you know. But then they came out with that image, which I'd never seen before, and I was like, wow, well done, Hasbro. That's really good. Whereas this fella, I think the customizers have won. They've come up with way better options than that, but still, that's what we've got to live with. At the end of the day, we got it, and it's Han, and it's a great figure. Most important of all, once you open it off the packaging. That's it. I think I've waffled long enough now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new around here, of course, do subscribe, and I shall be doing another one straight away this evening. It's getting quite late tonight, but I think it's just get a few more quick shots in the bag, you know. We can move on forward. Thank you for watching again. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out. What sells this princess of yours in?